In today's lesson, we'll be looking at isotopes. But before we continue, let's look at the concept of atomic structure. The atom is made up of three subparticles: the protons, the electrons, and the neutrons. The protons and the neutrons are located in the nucleus, while the electrons revolve around in circular orbits, or you call them shells or energy level. The proton is positively charged, the electron is negatively charged, while the neutrons are neutral. In a given atom, therefore, you can see that the negative and positive cancel and the atom is neutral. And in any given atom, the number of protons, which is the atomic number, is always equal to the number of electrons. What are isotopes? Now, to understand this concept, let's look at these two sample products launched by the same company. They have similar properties such as function, shape, and other properties. The only difference between these two products, being cameras, is just the color. One is black, the other one is blue. Also, let's look at three different atoms of oxygen. Oxygen 16, oxygen 17, and oxygen 18, all belonging to the same atom. The difference is simply the number of neutrons. These are just three different forms of oxygen. Now, in oxygen 16, we have 8 protons, 8 electrons, and 8 neutrons. In oxygen 17, we have 8 protons, 8 electrons, and 9 neutrons. In oxygen 18, we have 8 protons, 8 electrons, and 10 neutrons. You can see that in all these three atoms of oxygen, the number of protons and electrons are the same. The only difference is the number of neutrons. So let's define an isotope. Isotopes are atoms of same element having the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. I repeat, atoms of the same element having the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. So isotopes will have the same chemical property because they have the same number of electrons. They will have the same chemical property because they have the same number of electrons. But they will have different physical properties because they have different number of neutrons. Different number of neutrons give rise to different physical properties. Same electrons give rise to same chemical properties. Write the names: oxygen 16, oxygen 17, oxygen 18. Write the names. Now remember that mass number is equal to number of protons and the number of electrons. So in oxygen 16, we have 8 protons plus 8 neutrons, giving us a mass number of 16. Oxygen 17, we have 8 protons plus 9 neutrons, giving us a mass number of 17. Oxygen 18, 8 protons plus 10 neutrons, give us a mass number of what? 18. In each of the cases, the atomic number remains the same. The atomic number of oxygen is 8 and the same for all the elements. So the number of protons remain the same. So the reason why they bear this name is just for reference purposes. Now, let's look at isotopes of some elements. We have hydrogen, chlorine, and uranium. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes: protium, which is hydrogen 1, deuterium, hydrogen 2, tritium, hydrogen 3. Chlorine has 2 isotopes: chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Uranium has 3 isotopes: uranium 234 and uranium 235 and uranium 238. If this is your first time on this channel and you find this video helpful, if you are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, please Do click on the subscribe button so that you can have access to our numerous videos. Subscribe.